Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. What he feels versus what he tells his friends. Y'all know how we do it. Let's get into this. All right. I'm going to tell you exactly what's coming through, raw and unfiltered. But before I get into it, real quick, I've got a limited time offer, 3-question psychic reading for just $33. So if you've been stressing about love, money, or career, now's your chance to get the clarity you need, okay? The link is in the description. Don't sleep on it because I don't know how long I will keep this up. All right, so let's get straight into this. Take a moment and meditate here on the 3 cards and pick the one that calmly draws you the most. This is card 1 with the Queen of Cups, card 2, the Queen of Swords, and card 3, the Queen of Wands. All right, so let's get straight into your reading. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. What he feels about you versus what he tells his friends. Y'all know how we do it. Let's get into this. I'm going to tell you exactly what's coming through, raw and unfiltered. But before we get into it, real quick, I've got a limited time offer, 3 questions, psychic reading for just $33. So if you've been stressing about love, money, or career, now's your chance to get the clarity you need. Links in the description. Don't sleep on it because I don't know how long I'll keep it up. Okay. All right. So let's go straight into this. Pile 1, your energy is the Queen of Cups. And baby, let me talk about this card. This is you, that big heart, that intuition, that nurturing soul. You care deeply. You forgive way too much. And you pour into people more than they could ever pour into you because you are supportive, healing. And yes, you're the one he comes back to because he knows that nobody else is built like you. All right? Now, what he feels is this. Behind closed doors, this man knows you're the real deal. He feels your love is deep. He feels like you're the one who sees him. And when he hides behind his walls, right, he feels addicted to that comfort you give, the way you make him feel safe. But he ain't telling that story out loud. So what he tells his friends is this. Listen, he's like, here's the truth. When he's around his boys, right, he downplays it. He downplays it. He tells them she's too emotional. She's too much sometimes. Or straight up act like he doesn't care as much as he really does. That's his ego talking. He doesn't want his friends to know how hooked he really is because when he looks weak, so, right? Because then he looks weak, right? He looks weak to them. So he flips the scripts and pretend like you're a lot. When really you're the one running through, you're running through his head at night. That's you. Okay? Now, this is just the first card. There are 6 more cards following the Queen of Cups. And I promise each one is going to spill more tea on what he feels versus what he tells his friends. So stay until the end because I'm going to give you the total energetic frequency of this man and this connection. And baby, that's when the truth hits hardest. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your next card and see what Spirit is exposing next. All right, let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? I'm going to go with this card here. And it says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So, baby, I'm going to tell you straight up what he feels versus what he is telling his friends based on this card that just came through. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Now, let's talk about this and how this play into what he feels, okay? Because deep down, he knows that he has to accept who you are. He knows that. And he knows he can't change you. He can't dim you. He can't control you. He feels that you're your own person, strong, intuitive, emotional, and powerful. And that shakes him, okay? Because he's used to women who bend, and you don't bend. So emotionally, he's being humbled. And Spirit is forcing him to accept the fact that you're not going to chase, beg, or shrink down for him. Now, what he tells his friends is this, okay? Listen, now let me be raw, because around his friends, he flips it. He tells them, you're the one who does too much. He says, like, you always want things your way. He acts like you're hard to deal with. But baby, here's the gag. That's projection. Because what he really feels is, damn, she doesn't let me get away with ish. She makes me face myself. So this card is exposing his double game. To his friends, he acts like you're a handful. In his heart, he knows you're the standard. And that if he wants you, he's got to grow up and accept you as you are. That part, period. And we're not done. There are more cards coming. And each one is going to peel back another layer of this man's mask until we get to the total energetic frequency of him in this connection. So let's go ahead and pull your next card and see what Spirit is exposing now. Thank you, Spirit. All right. What is the energy as it does to relate to how he really feels versus what he tells his friends? Thank you, Spirit. You got, look at that, the Sun card. And the card says, the leader. I lead from the heart. I do want to point out that the Sun does rule over the zodiac sign of Leo. And the Sun, it governs lots of energies, but it also governs the Father. Okay? So let me tell you what I'm picking up as it does relate to the energy coming through of what he feels and what he tells his friends. Because he's talking stuff. All right. He talking a whole lot. So deep down, this man feels you light him up. Okay. You bring warmth, joy, that alive energy he doesn't get anywhere else. So around you, he feels seen. You shine a light on him, and it makes him feel powerful, like he matters. So he even feels that family energy with you. You remind him of what stability and nurturing look like. Point blank, his heart knows that you're the sun in his sky. Okay? Now what he tells his friends is this. Okay, I'm going to keep it real with you. He's not telling his friends that. So instead, he downplays it. He acts like you think that the world revolves around you. And he says things like, she always wants attention. She always got to be in the spotlight. Or he'll clown you like you're too much. When the truth is, he actually loves how much you shine. Okay? Now, why does he do that? Why does he do that? Because admitting the truth makes him vulnerable. He doesn't want his friends to know that you've got his heart on lock. Okay, so he throws shade instead of admitting the light you bring. And so here's the tea. His heart feels joy with you. His mouth talks ish to them. But Spirit is showing he's not fooling anybody because his actions around you always betray his words. Yeah. So we still got more cards coming, and each one is peeling another layer of his mask. So stay until the end because the total energetic frequency is going to tell you exactly where this connection is headed. All right. So let's see what the next card reveals. Okay, thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Look at this. Look at this. This is the Four of Wands. Okay. Four of Wands. Fire energy. Why am I not surprised to see this card come through? Why am I not? Why am I not? Let me keep it real. In his heart, this man feels like you're wifey material. He pictures stability with you. He feels like you could be the one he could build a home with, celebrate wins, and actually grow a life with. The Four of Wands is marriage energy and family energy and straight up commitment vibes. So this is why he can't shake you, because deep down he knows you're that solid foundation that he doesn't get anywhere else. Now, what he tells his friends is this. Now, here's where it gets messy around his friends, okay? He flips it. He acts like commitment isn't what he wants. And he'll say things like, I'm not trying to settle down. She wants too much too fast. Or he'll front like he's not ready when the truth is he's already imagined that stability with you. Okay? So he's scared of looking soft in front of them. So he pretends that he's just having fun when he's really daydreaming about a whole life with you. So here's the contradiction. His heart says finally, right? I mean, his heart says family. His mouth says freedom, but spirit is exposing it. His energy is leaning way harder into commitment than he admits. All right? Leaning way harder into commitment. And we're not done yet. More cards are coming. And by the time we get to the total energetic frequency, we're going to see the full picture of this man and his connection and this connection. So let's go ahead and pull the next card and see what's being exposed. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? Y'all, told y'all. Look, I don't know. It's getting messy. It really is. What's coming through, Spirit? Y'all, the Seven of Swords. Look, it's crazy. The Seven of Swords is wild, right? Sword energy. It's air. It's intellect. It's about the mind. Air, intellect, energy, y'all. Okay. So let me just say this. All right, thank you, Spirit. Because listen, y'all already know this card is messy. It's sneaky. It's secretive. It's that, I'm going to say one thing and do another type of vibe. So this is air energy tied to the mind, the intellect, and the games that people play when they don't want to get called out. Now, what he feels is this. So here's the wild part. Deep down, he feels guilty. And he knows that he hasn't been fully honest about his feelings for you. He knows he's been holding back and keeping secrets or not giving you the full truth. And he feels the pull towards you, but instead of being straight, he tries to outsmart the situation. Okay? So that's why he stays up in his head, because in his heart, he knows he owes you more truth than he is giving. He knows it. So what he tells his friends is this. Let's call it out. Because around his friends, he masks this guilt with jokes and downplay. And he tells them, I don't really care like that. I'm just doing me. Or he acts like he's in control, like he's not the one caught up. But spirit is exposing it. That's pure fronting. Okay? Let me say it louder for the Clarity family in the back. That is pure fronting. Because when he's by himself, he feels the sting of knowing that he's been sneaky, withholding, or even sabotaging what could have been solid with you. See, the Seven of Swords is basically spirit saying he feels guilty, but he tells his friends he's unbothered. That's the mask, okay? That's the contradiction. All right? So, and the spread is stacking. It's stacking. Now, we got a couple more cards left before we hit the total energetic frequency of this man and this connection. And baby, that's where the real truth comes out. So let's see what the next card is exposing. All right. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Here we go. Let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate what is coming through here? And you got Sagittarius, adventurous, free, philosophical. Y'all. Now this right here is wild, because this energy is all about expansion, freedom, and chasing the bigger picture. And so what he feels is deep down, he feels restless. He feels like you open his mind in ways that no one else does. He feels like you're different. You challenge him. You make him think bigger. You make him question himself. And a part of him feels like, damn, I could actually grow with her. She's got that wisdom I crave. So emotionally, he's drawn to your depth and your ability to expand his world. And he knows that he can't get that with just anyone. All right. But here's the switch up. Here's the switch up. To his friends, he paints it differently. He tells them things like, she wants to tie me down. I still want to be free, and I'm not ready to settle. Or he'll act like he's all about his freedom, when the truth is, you're the one person who actually makes that freedom feel safe and meaningful. Sagittarius energy here is spirit exposing his double game. Okay, again, it's exposing it. See, because his heart sees you as expansion. His mouth frames you as restriction. Right? So this card is showing that push and pull. He feels like you're the adventure that he's been searching for, but he's scared to admit it because then he has to face the truth. You're not just some fling. You're the real deal. So that's the truth he would have to face. All right. So, and now we are at the point where all these cards are stacking into one big story here. Okay. So stay locked in, because next we're moving into your final card. This is your last card here to get this final message of what this man has been saying, y'all. I mean, what he feels and what he is actually saying, telling his friends. All right. So let's do it. You got the slave energy. So giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Whoa. All right. Deep down, this man feels trapped. He knows that he has been giving away his power to fear, to ego, to what other people think. He feels like he's not fully in control of his own choices when it comes to you because he's too worried about how he looks to his friends or the outside world. So Spirit is saying that, yeah, he feels like he's chained between his heart and his image. Now, what he tells his friends is this. So let's get real. This is where it gets ugly. Around his friends, he plays it off like he's the one in charge, and he acts like she's the one doing too much. I can walk away anytime. Or he acts detached like you're not important. But this card is exposing the lie. The truth is, he's the one chained. His fear of looking weak is what keeps him talking ish instead of telling the truth. Okay? Now, the total energetic frequency is this. The Queen of Cups, honey. He feels you're nurturing, loving, and one of a kind, and tells his friends you're too much. Acceptance. Right? The acceptance card. He feels he has to accept you as you are, but tells his friends you're hard to handle. The Sun. He feels you light him up. Tells his friends you're attention seeking. Four of Wands. He feels commitment, stability, marriage energy. Tells his friends he's not ready to settle. Seven of Swords. He feels guilty and sneaky and tells his friends he's unbothered. Sagittarius. He feels you expand his world. Tells his friends you restrict his freedom. Slave energy. He feels trapped by ego and fear and tells his friends he's the one in control. The frequency, he's living a double life emotionally. All right? He is living a double life emotionally. His feelings are deep, serious, and committed, but his words to his friends are dismissive, defensive, and ego-driven. This is Spirit saying that he's not being honest with himself, let alone them. So what he shows his friends is fear. What he feels with you is truth. So family, that was your reading. Spirit exposed it. Okay? He's in his feelings, but his ego makes him lie to his friends. And you're the light, the love, the stability. He can't let go of, you're that stability that he cannot let go of no matter how he tries to front. And listen, if you are sitting here like, I need to know how this plays out in my situation, don't wait. Don't wait. I've still got my 3-question psychic reading for just $33, limited time only. And I want you to know that some things that I can say here on YouTube, some things I can't say here on YouTube, I can say and go all in your personal reading. Okay? The link is in the description. Until next time, I am sending you truth, clarity, and power. And Spirit says, honey, don't listen to his words. Watch his energy. That's where the real story lives. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. What he feels about you versus what he tells his friends. Y'all know how we do it over here. I'm going to break it down raw and unfiltered, straight from Spirit. But before we get into it real quick, I still have my 3-question psychic reading for just $33. It's a limited time offer. And listen, I'll be real with you. There are some things I cannot say here on YouTube. In your personal reading, I go all in. Okay? No filter, no holding back. So if you've been stressing about love, new connections, career, or money, this is your shot to get the clarity you need. The link is in the description. Don't wait. All right, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so pile 2, your energy is showing up here as the Queen of Swords. And let me tell you, this energy is sharp, direct, no BS. No BS, okay? You have been through enough lessons to know better. You see through people's games, and you're not afraid to cut somebody off when the truth doesn't match their actions. You're strong, you're smart, and you have learned how to protect yourself without losing your wisdom. So, what does this mean in terms of what he feels versus what he tells his friends? Well, what he feels is this. Deep down, he knows you don't play. He feels your strength, your sharpness, your independence, and it both intimidates him and turns him on. So he feels like he can't just feed you lies. He can't just feed you lies because you'll catch it. And so he feels like you demand honesty, and that makes him respect you more than he admits. What he tells his friends is this, Let me be real. So when he's with his friends, he flips it. He'll say things like, she's cold, she's hard to deal with, or she don't let nothing slide. That's his ego talking again. What he feels is respect. But what he tells his boys is complaints. Why? Because he doesn't want to admit that you got him checked. Okay? You got him checked. And listen, this is just the first card. There are 6 more cards following the Queen of Swords, and each one is going to pull back another layer of this man's mask. Okay, so stay until the end because I'm going to give you the total energetic frequency of this man and this connection and what he feels, what he says, and where it's really going. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your next card to see what Spirit is exposing next. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so this card says surrender. Okay, it says surrender. And the surrender card is, at times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So I feel like also this is a personal message for you coming through from Spirit. You might have been holding on to like this connection, but there's a new connection coming through for you, but this is a personal message. But I'm also gonna channel how he feels versus what he tells his friends with this surrender energy. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so here's what I'm picking up. Like I said, I want to say this one more time. Before I even tie this into him, let me say this. Spirit is talking straight to you right here. Okay. So some of you have been gripping this connection so tight, hoping it'll shift, waiting for him to change. But Spirit is saying that you need to release control. There's a new connection. There is a new connection trying to come through for you. One that feels lighter, freer, more aligned. So this card is confirmation that the moment you let go, the door opens. What he feels is this. Deep down, he feels you pulling away. He feels your strength. He knows that he can't control you. He feels like he's losing his grip, and it scares him. Okay? He feels the shift and knows you're strong enough to let go if he doesn't step up. What he tells his friends. Now, here is where the ego comes in. Okay? Because to his friends, he flips it. He'll say things like, she's the one who won't let go. She's holding on to me. Or he'll clown you like you can't move on. But Spirit is exposing it. That's projection. The truth is, he's the one scared to let go. He tells his friends, you're the one stuck. When in reality, he's the one trapped in fear of losing you. So this card is pulling double duty. All right. It's spirit telling you to release, and it's spirit exposing his lie. So what he feels is fear of losing you. What he tells his friends is that you're clingy, when the truth is you're the one with the power to walk. Okay? Let me say it louder for clarity, family in the back. You are the one with the power to walk. All right? And the reading is only getting deeper because we got more cards to go before we break down the total energetic frequency of this man and this connection. So let's go ahead and pull the next card to see what else Spirit is exposing. All right. What is the energy as it does relate? You got the Honorable Warrior, the planet Mars. Okay. And this card says, I'll take a stand for positive change. Mars also rules over the zodiac sign of Aries. All right. Family. Listen. Now, Mars is pure fire. Okay. It rules action and passion, drive, and yes, the zodiac sign Aries and Scorpio. Okay. So what he feels is this. In his heart, he feels like he needs to step up. Step the F up. Okay? He feels the urge to fight for this connection instead of just talking circles. Right? So he also feels passion for you. Real attraction. You know what I'm saying? That fire, that spark is something in him that makes him want to claim you. So Mars energy here shows that he feels like he should take a stand, make a move, and show you something real. So there's that push inside him that says, if I don't take a stand now, I will lose her. Now, what he tells his friends is this. Here's where it flips. Around his friends, he downplays it. He'll say things like, I don't need to prove myself. If she wants to go, she can go. Or he'll act like he's too chill to fight for anybody. But that's a lie. That is a flat out lie. Spirit is exposing it. What he feels is urgency. What he says is indifference. Because Mars energy is action, but his pride won't let him admit to his friends that he wants to chase you, claim you, or stand up for you. So here's the contradiction again. His heart wants to be your warrior. His mouth pretends he doesn't care. But Spirit is showing us the truth. Okay? The truth in his actions when you watch closely. Always betray what he says. His actions always betray what he says. And the energy is stacking, okay, because we got more cards to go. So before we get to the total energetic frequency, and that's where Spirit will show you the full picture of him, because this connection and where it's heading is crazy. All right, so let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Here we go. Pile 2. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? And you got the Saboteur. The Saboteur energy induces self-destruction behavior or the desire to undermine others. That part right there. Yep. Okay, y'all. Clarity family. What he feels in his heart, this man knows that he got patterns that sabotage this connection. He feels the pull towards you, but at the same time, he feels fear. So instead of rising up, He gives in to his destructive habits, which are pride, ego, lies, avoidance. So deep down, he knows that he hurts himself every time he tries to play you or downplay you. He knows that. So this is a man who feels his own shadow. He knows that he risks losing the best thing he had because he can't get out of his own way. He can't. But what he tells his friends is this. Here's where it flips. So to his friends, he acts like you're the problem. He tells them you're too demanding. He acts like you're the one undermining him. Or he tries to make jokes about how crazy the connection is, when in reality, the chaos is coming from him. So Spirit is exposing the lie. What he feels is his own self-destruction. What he tells his friends is that you are too much. This card is Spirit this card is Spirit putting it plain, okay? He is fighting his own demons. His mouth blames you, but his heart knows it's him. And listen, family, this reading is stacking heavy. All right, we got a few more cards to go before we hit the total energetic frequency. And that's where Spirit is going to lay it all out, what he really feels and what he really says and where this connection is going. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the next card and see what else is being exposed. All right, so let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through here? You got the 12th house. This is karma, shadow, and secrets. This is the 12th house in astrology, in an astrological birth chart. All charts have 12 houses, and each house represents a different theme, but we're not going to talk about all those themes. We're only going to give the energy of what he feels and what he versus what he tells his friends as it does relate to the 12th house. Okay. All right, so this is what I'm picking up. Deep down, he feels trapped in his own shadows, and he feels the weight of karma. It's like he knows this connection is here to teach him lessons he can't run from. So he feels like you see the parts of him nobody else does. The fears, the lies, the wounds he tries to hide. And honestly, that scares the hell out of him. Because the 12th house is Spirit saying that he knows you awaken his shadow. Okay, so he feels like you expose what he's been avoiding about himself for years. What he tells his friends. Now here's where it flips again. To his friends, he acts like you're the mystery. He'll say you are hard to figure out. Or he'll act like you got secrets, like you're the one he can't trust. Or he'll play it off like you're too deep or too intense, when in reality, it's his own depth that he's afraid of, that he's terrified of. And Spirit is clear. What he feels is fear of his own shadow. What he tells them is that you're the one hiding things. Okay? Now, we have 2 more cards to go before the total energetic frequency. So let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? You got the Son of Cups. That cup energy is emotional. So this man is in his feelings big time. Big time, y'all. This is water energy. It's emotional, dreamy, and full of charm. The Son of Cups is the romantic messenger, but also the one who can be inconsistent, in and out, all talk with not enough action. So what he feels is this. In his heart, he feels drawn to you with that deep romantic pull. And he feels like you stir something inside of him that makes him want to chase you, impress you, woo you. He feels emotions that he doesn't show to just anyone. The Son of Cups energy is like, I want to show up and I want to make this real. I want to be that lover. But he also feels torn. The Son of Cups can run hot and cold. He feels love, but he struggles to stay consistent. Now, here's where it flips around his friends. Okay? He doesn't admit to being all in his feelings. He'll joke. He will joke like he's just, you know what I'm saying? He'll joke like he's just talking to you. And he acts like he's smooth, like he's running game, like you're just one of many. He tells them he's keeping it casual, when the truth is his emotions for you are way deeper than he lets on. Spirit is exposing it. What he feels is romance. What he says is, I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up. But see, the Son of Cups is showing us that his mask again. It's showing us his mask again because his heart wants to love, but his pride wants to front. All right. Now, we only got one more card before we hit that total energetic frequency of this connection, and that's where Spirit will lay it all out, raw and unfiltered. So let's pull the next card and see what else is coming through. All right. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What is your final message here? Look at that. 4 of Swords, baby. You are unbothered, drinking your water, minding your business, and glowing. So how does this relate to how he feels versus what he tells his friends? 4 of Swords. Whoa. Listen, when the 4 of Swords come out in a reading, y'all, okay. First off, it's air energy. It's the mind, it's the intellect, it's how you are feeling. This is Spirit showing you you're unbothered. You are drinking your water, minding your businesses, focusing on your glow up. This is rest, healing, recovery, and pulling your energy back from the chaos. What he feels in his heart, he feels the shift. He feels you pulling back. He feels like you're not chasing, you're not stressing, you're not begging, and that shakes him. So he feels the silence. He feels that silence is power. And right now you're sitting in your power. So deep down, he knows you have stepped into a space where you don't need him. And that's when he starts to realize how much he really feels. Now, what he tells his friends, but look, here's the flip. To his friends, he'll clown it. Okay, he will clown it. He'll say, she don't care. And he will act like you're checked out or that you're the one ghosting. So he tries to make it sound like you're doing the most by minding your peace. But Spirit is exposing it. What he feels is your glow up. What he tells his friends is just shade to cover his insecurity. That part. So let's go ahead and channel the energy for the total energetic frequency. Let's pull it all together. The Queen of Swords, he feels respect. He tells them, you're cold. Surrender, he feels like he's losing grip And he tells them, you're clingy. Honorable warrior, Mars. He feels passion and urgency to step up, but he tells them he doesn't care. Self-destructive. He feels his own sabotage. He tells them, you are the problem. And the 12th house, he feels his karma and shadow. He tells them, you're the secretive one. Son of Cups, he feels the romance and love, but he tells them it's casual. It's casual, man. The Four of Swords, he feels your glow and your power. He tells them you don't care. So the total frequency. This man is living a double life emotionally. His heart feels deeply for you. Respect, passion, guilt, love. But his pride makes him front to his friends like he doesn't care. So Spirit is saying, watch his actions, not his words, because his mouth lies. His energy doesn't. Family, that's your reading. Spirit exposed it. He's in his feelings, but he's too scared to admit it out loud. Now, what he feels in his heart and what he says to his friends are two totally different stories. And if you are sitting there like, I need to know how this plays out in my situation, don't wait. My 3-question psychic reading for just $33 is open right now. It's a limited time offer, and I'll be real with you. There are things I cannot say here on YouTube that I go all in on in your personal reading. Link in the description. Until next time, I am sending you clarity, truth, and power. And Spirit says that his pride is loud, but your intuition is louder. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. Your energy here, the Queen of Wands. And listen, y'all already know I'm about to give it to you hot and spicy. This is the power that comes with passion, charisma, and straight up truth about what he feels versus what he tells his friends. But before we get into it real quick, I still have my 3-question psychic reading for just $33. This is a limited time offer, and let me be real with you. There are things that I cannot say here on YouTube that I can go all the way in on during your personal reading. So if you have been stressing about love, new connections, career, or money, don't sleep on it because the link is in the description. All right, so let's jump straight into this energy. This is you, family. The Queen of Wands energy is bold, magnetic, unstoppable. You are confident. You're radiant. You don't just walk in a room, you own it. You're attractive, and not just physically, but in your energy. People feel your fire, your passion, your glow, and he definitely feels it, okay? Because see, this queen doesn't chase. She attracts. She's inspiring, she's fierce, and she's not afraid to stand in her power. So what does this mean in terms of him and what he feels? Listen, honey, deep down, he feels the pull. He sees you as that woman who can't be ignored. He feels your independence, your strength, and it turns him on like crazy. Okay, he feels like you're out of his league at times, okay? Like you got options and he knows it. So he feels like you light him up, but he also feels like you could burn him if he doesn't come correct. Now, what he tells his friends, let me keep it real. Around his friends, he flips it. He may act like she's bossy. She thinks she's all that. And he'll clown your confidence, saying you're too much. But let's be honest, what he feels is intimidation and attraction. What he tells them is just ego trying to downplay the fact that he knows that you're that queen. And family, this is just the start. There are 6 more cards following the Queen of Wands, and each one is going to peel back another layer of what he feels versus what he tells his friends. So stay until the end because the total energetic frequency of this man and this connection is going to give you the full truth. All right, so let's go ahead and pull your next card and see what Spirit is exposing next. All right, let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate? And this card says, embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Whoa. Okay. Y'all, okay. All right. Deep down, he feels like you're the one who actually completes him. Okay, and he feels that when he's with you, he's not just in a fling. He's in something that fills his gaps, his wounds, his missing pieces. So he feels like you balance him out. It's like you're fire to his shadows, your confidence to his doubts, your love to his emptiness. He may not say it out loud, but he feels like you're not just a lover. You are a mirror and a healer. And let me be clear. The Queen of Wands energy that you hold, it's not just attraction. It's inspiration. So he feels like you push him to grow. Now, what he tells his friends is this, honey. Because I'm just going to tell you like it is. Because y'all know the mask comes back on when he's around them. So instead of admitting you complete him, he'll say, you're too much. He might clown like, man, she always got to be right. Or she thinks she knows everything. And he will act like you're the one trying to fill in his gaps. But Spirit is saying that the truth is the opposite. Because he feels that you're the missing piece. What he feels is completion. What he says is criticism. And that's the ego front. Okay? That's that ego front again. So here's the truth. This man knows that he's found something in you that he can't find anywhere else. But he's too scared. He is too scared to let his friends know how much he actually needs you. And family, this pile is just heating up. And we still got more cards to go before we get into the total energetic frequency. And that's where Spirit will drop the full truth of him and this connection and what's coming next. So let's go ahead and pull the next card and see what else Spirit is exposing. All right, let's go. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? Ooh. And this card just flew out the deck. Look, the planet Venus. And the card says the connector. Venus rules over Taurus and Libra. This man feels like you're very beautiful, very attractive inside and out, heart-centered, intimate. You are harmonious. You don't like no BS. Don't bring no drama to you. You are receptive and accommodating. You are an empath. He knows that. So, So in his heart, he feels like you're the embodiment of Venus energy. He feels you're beautiful, not just looks, but your whole aura. Inside and out, you glow. Okay? Because he feels intimacy with you that's heart-centered and not just surface level. He feels your harmony, your softness, your ability to connect without drama. And he knows that you are empathetic, receptive, and accommodating, but not a pushover. With you, he feels peace. With you, he feels seen. Venus energy says, he feels love. What he tells his friends? Now, y'all already know the flip side. Y'all already know. Around his friends, he won't admit all that. So instead of saying she's harmony, he'll act like you're too sensitive. Instead of saying she's gorgeous inside and out, he'll act like you're just cute, but extra. So he clowns it because if he told the truth, that you are Venus energy, his friends would know he's hooked. So what he feels is love plus admiration. What he says is minimization. Spirit is clear. He knows you don't tolerate BS, and that makes him respect you. But his pride won't let him give you the crown in front of others, even though in his heart he already has. And family, the layers are stacking. So, okay, we still got more cards before we hit the total energetic frequency of this man and this connection. So stay until the end, because that's where the full truth comes out. And let's see what Spirit is about to reveal with the next card. All right, so let's do it. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? All right, here we go. You got Eros, E-R-O-S, eroticism, desire, and sex. This is an energy in an astrological birth chart. I will explain to you exactly what Eros is and how it relates to how he feels versus what he tells his friends. This is spicy. And I told y'all this is going to get spicy in the beginning, right? So it's crazy that this synchronicity is coming through. All right. This card is all about erotic desire, intimacy, passion, and the raw sexual pull. In astrology, Eros in the chart shows where our deepest desires live. That place where love, attraction, and sexuality merge into something magnetic. What he feels, let's keep it real. He feels crazy sexual chemistry with you. He feels like you light up his body the way Venus lit up his heart. He feels he feels desire that's not just physical, but soul deep. Eros energy is about passion that feels karmic. It's like he can't shake it. He feels like you're the temptation and the fulfillment all at once. This is the card that says his body is addicted to you and he knows it. What he tells his friends, but of course, here's the mask. To his friends, he flips it. He says things like, yeah, the sex is cool, but just to play it down. Okay? Or he will brag in a shallow way like you're just another conquest. When the truth is, you're the one that actually has him shook. He doesn't admit how deep the pull really is, because that would mean confessing that you got a hold on him he can't control. So what he feels is soul level desire. What he says is casual bragging. And this is the synchronicity at the beginning, okay? Because at the beginning, I told you that this pile was going to get spicy. And now Spirit drops Eros right in the middle of the spread. That's no accident. This is confirmation. His heart wants you, his body craves you, and his pride makes him lie about both. Family, this pile is heating up fast. We still got more cards before we break it all down in the total energetic frequency. So stay glued, because the full truth is coming. Let's pull the next card and see what Spirit is about to expose. All right, let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? All right. And you have child wounded. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resist moving on through forgiveness. How does this relate to what he feels and what he tells his friends? Well, well, well. Listen. Okay. This deep down, he feels the weight of his past. He feels like his childhood wounds shaped the way he loves, and it's messy. He feels fear of abandonment, fear of being vulnerable, fear of being seen for who he really is. He feels like his patterns keep him stuck. And that's why he sabotages something good when it's right in front of him. In his heart, he knows you bring healing. He knows you trigger those wounds because you love in a way that makes him face them. And that's both magnetic and terrifying. What he tells his friends. Now, here's the flip. Instead of admitting his wounds, he blames. He tells his friends things like, all women are the same. He plays the victim role, acting like it's always the other person who ruins relationships. He won't admit it's his own, like it's his unhealed childhood energy driving the dysfunction. What he feels is pain plus fear of healing. What he says is blame plus excuses. So Spirit is saying that this card is the root of the contradiction. His heart knows he's wounded and needs to heal. His mouth pretends he's fine and puts the blame everywhere else. Family, this pile is layered, okay? We got the Queen of Wands, of fire, the Venus beauty, Eros desire, and now child wounded shadow. So stay locked in because you got 2 cards left. The next 2 cards, right, are before the total energetic frequency. And that is what's going to seal this story shut. So let's see what the next card reveals. 2 more messages to go before the final card. What is the energy as it does relate? Let us see what's coming through. The energy as it does relate. You got the 3 of Wands. Fire. That's fire energy. All right. Just like the Queen. Just like the Queen of Wands that you were drawn to. This is fire energy, right? So in his heart, he feels like there's more here. He feels like you are part of the bigger picture. That long-term future energy. So he feels like with you, there's possibility in his growth. A life he can actually imagine. See, the 3 of Wands is about patience, waiting, and planning. And he feels like even if he doesn't admit it, he sees you as someone he could build with. But here's the thing. He also feels hesitation. Because he feels like the future is possible with you, but he is scared to claim it. What he tells his friends is this. Now, again, here's where it flips again, because around his friends, he acts like he's not thinking long term at all. Because he'll say things like, I'm just seeing where it goes, or I'm not pressed about the future. He tries to act like you're not even on his radar like that, when really you're the one he can't stop picturing in it. So what he feels is vision plus long-term desire. And what he says is casual plus nonchalant. The 3 of Wands is Spirit saying he sees the bigger picture with you, but his pride makes him hide it. And family, we still got one more card before we hit the final message, plus total energetic frequency of this man and this connection. Stay locked in because it's about to all come together. So let's go ahead and pull the next card and see what Spirit is exposing. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? All right, you got the Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Why am I not surprised? Y'all, air, the mind, intellect, air energy, representing the air zodiacs, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. All right. So in his heart, he feels the shift. He feels that shift. He feels like he wants to move past the drama, the chaos, the back and forth. And he feels like you're the calm after his storm, the one who shows him what peace could actually look like. So he feels like the need to change, to grow, to step away from the old toxic patterns. All right. He feels that. But this is his soul tugging at him, right? His soul is like, if you want her, you can't keep dragging the same baggage. You gotta move different. What he tells his friends. But y'all already know the flip. You already know the flip around his friends. Okay, so he'll act like, I have already moved on. Or, I'm not tripping. Oh, I'm not tripping. I'm over it. He tries to front like he's sailing off into the sunset, unbothered. When in reality, he's the one still caught up. He's the one still caught up. What he feels is the pull towards peace with you. But what he says is he doesn't care anymore. So here's the real tea. His soul wants to move forward with you, but his ego tells everyone else he's already gone. Okay? And now, family, listen. This is the final card. This is the final message. But now I'm going to tap into the total energetic frequency of this man, honey, what he feels versus what he tells his friends, and this connection. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So here it is. Here's the truth of the total energetic frequency. He feels your Queen of Wands energy. He feels it. Okay. Magnetic, confident, sexy, independent. You light him up and intimidate him all at once. He feels completion with you, like embrace. Like you're the missing piece that he can't find anywhere else. He feels your Venus energy, beauty inside and out, harmony, softness, and empathy that he can't resist. He feels Eros desire, okay, which is raw passion, soul level erotic attraction. That keeps him hooked. He feels his childhood wounds. Okay, and they surface with you. Abandonment, fear, sabotage, but also the potential for healing. He feels Three of Wands vision, like you're part of his future. He feels Six of Swords peace, like you're the transition out of his chaos. So in his heart, he knows you're not just somebody. You are love, passion, healing, and growth. You're the one who brings out the best and exposes the worst in him. And that's why he can't let go. What he tells his friends, honey, he downplays your confidence as being bossy. He acts like you're too much. He jokes that it's just casual, like the sex is good, but you're not the one. All right. So he blames you for drama instead of owning his own wounds. He acts like he's unbothered and already moved on. Spirit is exposing the mask. What he feels is depth. What he says is deflection. He is scared to admit how much you mean to him, so he hides behind his friends and his pride. The connection is a mirror. It's showing his wounds and his desire at the same time. Okay? It's pulling him towards love and peace, but his ego keeps pulling him back into the mask. And Spirit is saying that his heart is in it, but his pride is blocking it. They're not in alignment. His heart and his mind are not in alignment. So the frequency here is he feels that you are his missing piece, but he is scared to let the world know you're his weakness. Family, that's your reading. Spirit laid it all out. This man's mouth is full of ego, but his heart is full of truth he can't admit. So what he feels and what he tells his friends are two completely different realities. And if you are sitting here like, okay, but what about my specific situation? What does this mean for me personally? Don't wait. I still got my 3-question psychic reading for just $33, limited time only. And let me be real, there are things I cannot say here on YouTube that I will tell you in your personal reading. That's where I go all in. The link is in the description. Don't sleep on it. Until next time, I'm sending you truth, clarity, and power. Spirit says, watch his actions, not his words. The truth always shows up in energy.